Ngobrol Inggris?
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to YNI Podcast. I'm Daniel.
And I'm Sarah. It's so good to be here with you again. How are you all doing today?
We hope you are having a wonderful day. Maybe you are walking to work, or maybe you are sitting on the bus, or perhaps you are just relaxing at home with a nice cup of coffee or tea.
Exactly. This podcast is for you. We want you to relax. Don't worry about understanding every single word. Just listen, enjoy the conversation, and let the English flow into your ears.
That's right. Today we have a very fun topic. It's something we all love to do in our free time. We are talking about hobbies.
Oh, I love this topic. Everyone has a hobby, right? Some people collect stamps, some people run marathons, and some people just like to sleep.
Hey, sleeping is a very important hobby. But yes, today we will talk about what we do when we are not working or studying. We will share our favorite activities, tell some funny stories, and give you some ideas if you want to start something new.
So, get comfortable, take a deep breath, let's chat about hobbies.
Music fades out slightly but continues softly in the background. Okay, Sarah, let's start with you. What is your favorite hobby right now?
That's a good question. I think my absolute favorite hobby is reading. I love getting lost in a good story. What about you, Daniel?
I am also a big reader, but lately my main hobby has been cooking. I try to make new dishes every weekend.
Cooking? That's impressive. Are you a good cook, or do you sometimes burn the food?
Oh, definitely both. Last week, I tried to make a fancy Italian pasta. I thought I was a professional chef, but then I got distracted by a phone call and the sauce burned. The kitchen smelled like burnt tomatoes for 3 days.
Oh no, that sounds terrible. But hey, that's part of learning, right? You learn from your mistakes.
Yes, exactly. My family ate pizza that night instead. So, Sarah, you said you love reading. When did you start this hobby? Was it when you were a child?
Yes, actually. My mom used to read stories to me every night before bed. I loved the pictures and the voices she made for the characters. When I learned to read myself, I never stopped. I remember reading my first big book when I was 10 years old. It was a mystery story about a detective dog.
A detective dog? That sounds amazing. I would love to read that. Why do you enjoy reading so much? Is it because it helps you relax?
Definitely. Life can be very busy and noisy. When I open a book, the world becomes quiet. I can travel to different countries, meet interesting people, or even go to space, all while sitting on my sofa. It's like a mini vacation for my brain. What about you, Daniel? Why do you enjoy cooking?
For me, it's creative. I work with numbers and computers all day, so my job is very logical. But in the kitchen, I can experiment. I can mix spices, change recipes, and create something delicious. Plus, I love seeing my friends and family enjoy the food I make. Their smiles make me happy.
That is so sweet. So do you prefer hobbies that are indoors, like reading and cooking, or do you like outdoor hobbies too?
That's a tricky question. I think I prefer a mix. In the winter, when it's cold and raining, I love staying inside. But in the summer, I really need to go outside. I enjoy hiking. Do you hike, Sarah?
I do, but I'm not very fast. I prefer slow hiking. We walk, we look at the trees, we take photos of flowers, and we eat snacks.
Slow hiking is the best kind of hiking. I agree. Sometimes people think a hobby needs to be difficult or serious, but it doesn't. It just needs to make you happy.
True. Speaking of other hobbies, I recently started learning a new language. Well, besides English, of course. I am trying to learn Spanish.
Oh, really? How is it going? ¿Cómo está?
My Spanish is very basic. I can order coffee and say hello, but that's about it. It's actually quite funny. Last month, I wanted to say I am embarrassed in Spanish, but I accidentally said I am pregnant.
No way, laughing loudly. That is a classic mistake. What happened?
I was in a shop, and the shopkeeper looked very confused. Then he smiled and said, "Congratulations." I turned red immediately. It was so embarrassing, but also very funny.
That is a great story.
See, making mistakes is normal. It happens to everyone. But trying new things like learning a language is a fantastic hobby. It keeps your brain active.
Absolutely. Do you have any other hobbies, Daniel? Maybe something sporty?
I used to play basketball in high school. I was okay, not a star player, but now my knees hurt a little bit when I jump, so I don't play often. Now I prefer cycling. I ride my bike around the city on Sunday mornings. It's great exercise, and I can see the city waking up.
That sounds peaceful. I should try cycling. I always feel tired after exercising, though. Is that normal?
Yes, at first you feel tired, but afterwards you feel energetic. It's a good kind of tired. But hey, not everyone likes sports. Some people love gardening, painting, playing video games, or even watching movies. What is your opinion on watching movies as a hobby?
I love it, especially on a rainy Friday night. I make popcorn, turn off the lights, and watch a comedy or an adventure movie. It's very relaxing. Do you prefer comedies or dramas?
I usually like comedies. After a long week of work, I just want to laugh. But sometimes a good drama makes me think deeply. Actually, last weekend, I watched a documentary about ocean life. It was fascinating. Did you know that octopuses have 3 hearts?
Wait, 3 hearts? That is crazy. How does that work?
I don't know the science details, but 2 hearts pump blood to the gills and 1 pumps it to the rest of the body. Isn't nature amazing?
Wow. Maybe my next hobby should be learning about animals. Or maybe becoming an octopus.
Being an octopus might be difficult. You need 8 arms to do everything. Imagine trying to type on a keyboard with 8 hands.
Or cooking. You could chop vegetables so fast. But okay, let's talk about our listeners. Many of them might be thinking, I don't have a hobby, or my hobbies are boring.
First, there's no such thing as a boring hobby. If you enjoy it, it's a good hobby. Maybe your hobby is listening to podcasts.
Yes, or maybe your hobby is walking your dog, or taking care of your plants, or solving puzzles. All of these are valid. The most important thing is that it brings you joy.
Exactly. And remember, hobbies can change. When I was younger, I loved collecting stickers. Now I don't do that anymore. Now I love cooking. Next year, maybe I will love photography. It's okay to change your interests.
That's a very important point. You don't have to stick to one thing forever. Life is too short to only do things you don't enjoy.
So, let's discuss the different types of hobbies people can have. We can divide them into a few simple categories. First, there are cheap hobbies. These don't cost much money.
Right. Reading is cheap if you use the library. Libraries are amazing places. You can borrow books for free. Walking, running, and meditation are also free. You just need your shoes and some fresh air.
Then there are relaxing hobbies. These help you reduce stress. Listening to music, drawing, knitting, or even coloring books for adults. These activities calm your mind.
I love coloring books. They are not just for children. There are beautiful designs with flowers and patterns. It helps me forget my worries for 30 minutes. What about creative hobbies?
Creative hobbies involve making something new, writing stories, playing an instrument, baking cakes, or building models. These are great because you create something tangible. You can hold your creation in your hands and say, I made this.
That feeling is wonderful. Now, Daniel, many of our listeners might want to start a new hobby, but they feel afraid or lazy. Do you have any simple advice for them?
Yes, I do. My first piece of advice is start small. Don't try to run a marathon tomorrow if you haven't exercised in years. Start with a 10-minute walk. Don't try to paint a masterpiece, just draw a simple circle. Small steps are easier.
I agree completely. Also, don't worry about being perfect. When I started learning guitar, I sounded terrible. My neighbors probably hated me, but I kept practicing and slowly I got better. If you wait until you are perfect to start, you will never start.
That's true. Another tip is to find a friend. Doing a hobby with someone else makes it more fun. If you want to exercise, find a walking partner. If you want to read, join a book club. It gives you motivation.
And finally, be curious. Try something you know nothing about. Go to a workshop, watch a tutorial on YouTube, or visit a local club. You might discover a passion you didn't know you had.
Great advice. Remember, a hobby is for you. It's not for your Instagram, it's not for your boss, and it's not for your parents. It's for your happiness.
Well said. Whether you like stamp collecting, skydiving, or drinking tea and watching clouds pass by, it's all good.
Watching clouds is actually a very poetic hobby. I might try that this weekend. Just lying on the grass and looking up.
Let me know if you see any shapes. I always see animals in the clouds. Yesterday, I saw a cloud that looked exactly like a dragon eating an ice cream cone.
A dragon eating an ice cream cone? That is a very specific cloud. I hope it wasn't a storm cloud.
Time flies when we are having fun. We've been talking for quite a while now.
Yes, it feels like we just started. We talked about reading, cooking, languages, sports, and even octopuses with 3 hearts.
We hope this conversation gave you some new vocabulary and maybe some inspiration. Remember, the goal is not to speak perfect English immediately. The goal is to communicate and enjoy the process.
So, here is a small challenge for you, our listeners. This week, try to talk about your hobby in English. You can talk to a friend, write it in a journal, or even record a voice message to yourself. Ask yourself, what is my hobby? Why do I like it? And when did I start?
And if you don't have a hobby yet, try one new thing this week. Buy a sketchbook, go for a walk in a new park, or listen to a genre of music you usually don't listen to. Be brave.
Thank you so much for spending this time with us. Your ears and your minds are amazing. Keep practicing, keep smiling, and keep exploring new things.
Yes, keep exploring. We will be back soon with another episode full of easy English and friendly chats. Until then, take care of yourselves and enjoy your hobbies.
Goodbye for now, everyone.
Bye-bye. And remember, life is better with a good hobby.